in it.
Over.
Don't pull those.
Just move over.
Can you? You stop.
Can you say hi, Maddie?
Hi.
Happy Thursday. So we're having a little bit of technical difficulty here. Let's get Maddie in there. Can you say hi, Maddie?
I did.
Oh, who did you post a picture of today on your page?
The dog.
Your dog. Hey, Melissa Diaz, welcome.
Because he's just so cute.
So we got a hot topic today: when the world feels too loud. So we want you to jump in and join us, share it, tag somebody. We're going to have a great hour here, aren't we, Maddie?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah. So we're just getting back from Limitless Ladies. Had a great morning, great day there, sharing and testimonies and all this stuff. Talked about, do you remember what we talked about? Because I only got to point one. Do you remember? The power of prayer. The power of prayer is the best, one of the most important power tools in your toolbox of life. Hey, Tom. Welcome, brother. Tom helps you write a book. So you should drop that in the chat, your stuff, Tom, because you know what? If you're wanting to write a book and you're needing help, Tom is the man. He says, happy Thursday. Show us your face there for a minute, Maddie. Can you move your...
Can you not?
Folks, she doesn't like to be agreeable sometimes. So she can have me right over here on top of her. So, it's a little bit nicer weather out here in Canada. But you know, it has been cold this week, hasn't it? It has been cold here in Canada. And I know I told you on... here, Maddie, let's look up here.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to get it so that we can see us better. So we had hail here on Saturday, which was kind of crazy, and it was kind of cold, and it's been rainy, and it's not been wonderful. But you know what? We're making the most of it. Yes. Ooh, can you feel the love today? Do you get Courtney?
Just hold on.
Oh, she's going to be. Okay, so we're coming back from Limitless Ladies. That's every Thursday at 9 a.m.
No.
Doors open.
I was gonna
Doors
say.
open, and we usually get started before 10, by 10 kind of thing. So that being said, we are having Limitless Ladies clothing swap till you drop. That's coming up. That's the end of the month. That's May 28th. So we are not going to be in a morning meeting. Hey, Rachel, welcome. So that's going to be May 28th, and it's going to be in the evening. So instead of we're meeting in the day, we're going to have that at night. And it's going to be doors open at 5:30. We start at 6 with pizza. We're going to have a fashion show, and we're taking donations up until that week. So if you guys are purging, getting rid of stuff, bring it on over to the church, and we'll go through that. And that's going to be all part of the Limitless Closet. And the fun thing is you get to go home with a free bag of clothes. So bring stuff, and you get to take stuff home. So that is $5 a ticket. You buy your ticket ahead of time because we just have to basically know that we order enough pizza from Enzo's Pizza. We get our pizza from Sister Lorna because it's the best pizza in town, right, Maddie? What's your favorite thing on pizza? What's your favorite thing on pizza?
I don't know.
Okay, you guys got to drop what your favorite thing is on the pizza because we need to know. I don't know. I don't know if there's a lot of meat lovers.
I don't mind that one, but
I love Hawaiian and I love pineapple on that.
Although Paris had it
Good
really
morning
weird.
from Pakistan.
They sliced it.
Yeah, when we went to Paris, tell them about that, Madison.
It was so weird.
We had pizza in Paris, and
it was like
they sliced the pineapple like they shaved it like this way. So sometimes we have pineapple chunks on our pizza, right?
We usually have the little cubes.
Yeah, and they had
brother,
like
Matt,
an
actual
They actually took the pineapple and they shaved
like a
it.
ring.
So they actually had these great big massive pieces of pineapple on the pizza. Plain cheese, Melissa Diaz says. Plain cheese. Just cheese.
That's okay too.
That's okay. Hey, Michelle, welcome. So that is so funny because who knows? I don't know. I know Steven, he loves meat lovers. So many wonderful testimonies about reunions with adult children. I love that. I know. Wasn't there so many good testimonies? I really felt like we needed to share Mom's Day testimonies and ham and pineapple. Carrie says she's a Hawaiian girl. I love it.
I actually don't mind ham either.
And yes, there were so many great testimonies.
One thing I hate on pizza is olives.
Olives. Yeah, we don't like
I
olives.
don't like
Neither one of
olives.
us like olives. No.
I don't like it to begin with.
What is PMB?
Pepperoni.
Pineapple, mushrooms, and
Bacon?
bacon. That's good. That's kind of really Canadian. Triple anchovies? Are you kidding me, Matt? You're gonna go
Why?
You're gonna go eat by yourself,
I was gonna
brother.
say,
Come
you'll
on.
eat that by
Triple
yourself.
anchovies. Oh, that would just put me right to the corner. How about you, Maddie?
I would do it for people, but I wouldn't do it for myself.
Oh, yeah. You know what? We'll order one for you right there. Elaine, welcome, Elaine. She says, I'm right with you, Madison. No kidding, no kidding, no kidding. So we had a great morning with the ladies. We got to share testimonies of special things that have happened over the last week. It was Mom's Day week, and we got to share that. Pepperoni. Well, and they get encouraged and they have their faith increased. So we love to share and tell all those amazing stories. And don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We'll just tell them later. All the amazing stories and testimonies of how moms were blessed on Mother's Day and all those special things. So that was really cool and totally fantabulously awesome. And we got to talk about our tea party last week, didn't we? Watermelon.
What?
Oh, you must have cold pizza from Pakistan because we don't do watermelon. We don't do watermelon on our pizza here because we put it in the oven.
Weird.
We put it in the oven and we melt cheese on it. Even Jesus cooked the fish. Come on. Oh, Sherry, that's a good one. That's a good one. And Lily says, great afternoon. Welcome, Lily. We love you, Limitless Lily. So we had a fabulous morning, and the men are meeting tonight. So if you're local in the area, there's Limitless Lions tonight. At what time, Madison?
6:30.
6:30. Now, that being said, you're working on something with the print shop right now that is the Chapelaires concert, right? And that is what day? Do you have the... Hey, Kimberly! Welcome.
May 30th?
May 30th. It's a Saturday, and the Chapelaires are going to be in concert at Limitless Church.
At 6 or 6:30?
I think it's 6:30, but we'll post it. But that's just to save the date, kind of the 30th of May, Saturday night, Chapelaires. If you want some good old-fashioned singing, come on out. Bring a friend. It's just going to be pure fun and toe tapping time. Woo, 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 right? So then Sunday morning, our service is at 10:30 a.m., 6:30 p.m. We'd love to see you out. I spoke on Sunday and it blessed my heart. All you lovely ladies that came with your crowns on, that just blessed me so much that they wore their crowns that I gave them last week at the tea party. And then Lily had another crown on, didn't she, today? Yeah. I'm good. We're live, Sabar. So welcome. You can like and share the broadcast.
Tell us where you're watching from.
Lily had an awesome crown on today, and then she gifted it to somebody else because she's always giving things away and blessing people. Welcome, Carrie. Welcome, Brother Joel. We love you. So Brother Joel goes to Limitless, and he helps us every week, doesn't he, Madison? Set up the tables and the chairs.
Good job, Joel.
Clean up, and he is such a servant, and we love him. We couldn't do it without him. He helps us so much.
I was going to say, he comes every week.
Every week. He's faithful.
Shut up for the church.
Faithful, because little is much when God is in it, and he's so faithful serving, and we love having him there, and that's something that we totally prayed for God to bring in. Chapelaires, yes, the Chapelaires, but we got it spelt different. Madison will put it in the chat how it's spelt. So that's coming up on the 30th. Church is on Sunday, of course, 10:30, 6:30. And what else, Madison? Every Thursday we have Limitless Ladies, but on May 28th, that's when we're having the swap till you drop, the Limitless Closet. So there will not be any morning Limitless Ladies. It will all be flipped tonight to the swap party. So that's coming up. So mark your calendars. Then we also have Next Level. We have our Limitless Ladies Next Level luncheon for anybody that are on my online group.
Message her if you're going to come.
Message me if you're going to come. But that is a luncheon tomorrow at 1 o'clock at the Big Fish, and we're going to be going live. So anyone that's on our online family in that group, they'll be able to join us live as we chit-chat and have a snack and yak and encourage each other. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. I'm sorry.
The snacking yak.
Take it over. Excuse me. Sorry. Sorry. You're supposed to talk to them.
I did. The snacking yak.
Snacking yak. So Madison helps me with that, and she helps me go live, and we have a great time because you know what?
I'm a media person, so that's why I do that.
That's good. But
that's what I do.
we all have different things that God has called us to do, different gifts and talents, and that was what we want to do is encourage ladies to be their best for Jesus and whatever he can use us to do and be, we're going to move forward in it. So, I think that's it. Hey, Maddie? And then we have our tea time on Tuesday.
On Wednesday night, we have the New Believers thing.
Yes, and it just ended, and we're going to be restarting that. So there's a bit of a pause here for a couple weeks.
Oh, okay. Never
That's
mind.
okay. I didn't realize that was Pastor Stephen told me that. So that being said, we got a topic today. What's our topic, Madison?
When the world feels too loud.
When the world feels too loud. Now, how I got this topic was it came up in my news feed, a picture of Madison when she was a long time ago.
I was little.
When she was a little kid, when she was a little bambino, and she had this cute Disney dress on. And did you tag Lorna? Just send it to her and tell her we're live. So she had a cute little Disney dress on, and she had these little white gloves, kind of like you would see somebody wear at Easter. And that is what she wore for a lot of years. Hey, Maddie, do you even remember that? No, she doesn't even remember. She has a hard time remembering things. So that being said, she did. She wore those.
Especially from forever ago.
Yeah. When she was, hey, Lorna, there's our pizza evangelist lady that does the amazing Enzo's Pizza that y'all need to be ordering your pizza from Lorna. Right, Carrie? So when Madison was young and she had a lot of sensory issues.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah, with her autism, with her OCD, all this stuff.
There's a lot of
ADHD. So sensory processing was something she was diagnosed with, but she had a lot of sensory issues. And, I saw that picture and it took me back to, when there were some days that she was really struggling with that. And she used to pick her fingers so bad.
I don't really do that much anymore. But...
No, you don't. Praise the Lord. Hey, Gotti Madison. Hey, Gary. But she would pick them so bad. They were her knuckles were enlarged. They were raw, right down to the bone almost. They were just like bleeding all the time. And they were a mess. And she would not stop touching them. And so I would go around to all the thrift stores and I would find all the little gloves for little girls, like Easter gloves kind of that no one wears anymore. And I would buy absolutely every color that they had, I found. And she would have a fresh pair every day to match her outfit. So that's the picture I had posted. Savannah would only wear Crocs for like 5 years, and heaven forbid it be cold outside because I could not get her to wear socks. Oh my goodness. Madison she could not wear socks either. And you know what my trick was, Kimberly? So like and share this. If you think somebody that could gain any wisdom and be encouraged by this, like and share it. Tell us where you're watching from. Tell if it's a replay.
I used to not wear jeans for the longest time.
Yeah, because that was too sensory. Like
I don't mind
the
them.
seams were too hard. It wasn't soft enough. But she would not wear socks either. And
I'd kick them off.
I actually had to get leotards that were like the full leotards.
With the foots in them.
With the feet in them, and I have to pull them up so she could not take them off, because if she took them off, she'd have to take her pants and everything off, and she wasn't going to do that. So come on over. Stand up.
I am there.
Okay. You got your 10X hat on. Say hi. Let them see your face.
Hi.
You're so cute.
Keep going.
Okay, so where was I?
Right
So sensory issues were a huge thing. So because of that post and me seeing that post and that picture, I thought, you know what, we're going to talk about it. Pastor Kim and Pastor Stephen always say, you need to talk about more stuff like that so people can understand, so people can learn, so that you can help people. Because, sometimes tips and tricks that we did for Madison, can help other people. And that's also why we are writing kids books, special needs Christian kids books, because it's really important that there's tools out there for people to use, because we know how hard it was for us, right? And there was just nothing out there. So Savannah didn't wear jeans either. I think she was in junior high before she would wear jeans.
I think that's about right.
Even had to be soft fabric. Oh yeah, it was all about how soft. And still to this day, Madison loves things that are soft. If it feels too pricky and too icky, she is not going to
I call it my no-no fabric.
It's the no-no fabric. So it's, how does it feel? We had to do the feel test. Is it soft? Are the seams laying down? Are they scratchy? Are they rough? Right? It's all these things that sometimes people take for granted. So,
and every once in a while, even to this day, I still have my no-no fabric.
Yeah, true. Because there's sometimes when we're shopping, it's just like, no, I could not have that against my skin.
Even sequins, if there's not a layer underneath of the sequin, I wouldn't wear it.
Yeah, and we stopped kind of buying that stuff because she's got so many things that it's like, well, if you wear this underneath of it, but then it's like, you know what, you can't layer up all the time, right?
No.
No, not to a certain extent. So we had When the World Feels Too Loud. Understanding sensory overload. Hey. Oh, sorry, I'm talking
sensory overload. You're
did
too
someone
loud.
send us stars and we missed it? Oh, whoever sent us stars, who was that? I don't know, but go back and see. Thank you so much for sending the stars and love and supporting us. We love you. Thank you. I don't know. It's not showing me that anymore, so I don't know if we have to update something or there. So, what was I saying, Madison? What was I talking about? Sensory overload?
Understanding overload.
Understanding the overload.
Yeah.
So, understanding sensory overload from childhood to adulthood. Right? Because sometimes you think, if you see an adult, you don't think of these things. But there are adults that struggle with this kind of stuff. It became such a habit shopping for them, that it was like it became habitual to touch and feel everything to make sure that they would even look at it. Yeah, that's true, actually. You know what? Years ago with Madison, I would spend way too much money, like thousands of dollars. I would go to that Gymboree store. I don't even know if that's still a store, but I would buy the whole kids line. Everything that matched in the whole entire line. Shoes, hair thing, purse, jacket, everything. T-shirt, sweater.
Had a couple things I liked from there, but not a lot.
Yeah, animal print. She liked animal print, so anything that was animal print.
If you ask Doreen, she still remembers the jean jacket that she got me when I was 9 months old.
See, isn't that funny? So, and Madison looked like $1 million. She looked like a little supermodel. It was so cute. But I'd buy her the whole line. And then I got so frustrated because you spent all this money on buying it. And guess what? She would not, if she tried it on, she would have to rip the tags off. She could not try it on with the tags ripped off.
I was funky with tags. Yeah.
So, yeah, she was funky with tags. So she had to rip the tags off. And then guess what? You can send this to Liz.
I did.
If the tags were off, guess what? You can't return it to the store. So that was a big wrong answer. So that's when I started thrift shopping, because I'm like, this is ridiculous. I'm spending all this money buying all these things for top price, brand new with the tags on. And she is ripping them off and then trying them on and be like, no, I'm not going to wear that. Wow, girl, that is so cool, because that's how Savannah loved when she was the soft net pants and t-shirts from there, and everything had to be leopard or zebra. Yes, that was leopard, zebra, and giraffe. Okay, when do you remember the giraffe? Oh my goodness, I got her these great big hair bows off of eBay. They were like custom ordered to match the outfit. She looked so cute. I should post that picture, Madison. It was so adorable. So she had the giraffe outfit. She had the little giraffe purse. It was stinking adorable. So anyway, we'll get into it today. So our main thought was, just because you can't see someone else struggling does not mean it's real for them. So God sees every hidden battle, and he calls us to respond with compassion, with patience, and understanding. I think you do too. So he wants us to respond with compassion and patience and understanding. And when I give my talk on Sunday, I talked about Madison, and I was like, prayer, perseverance, and patience is one thing that I really learned with Madison that I might not have been too great at before. But man, being her mom, I learned to master that. So, today we're going to talk about something that is close to our hearts, because we lived this for a lot of years, didn't we, Madison?
Good 20 of them.
Good. Well, say that again. Lift your head up.
A good 20 of them.
Good 20 of them. Did you send it to Ruth?
Yeah.
So for many years, Madison dealt with significant sensory challenges connected to the autism and OCD. And it was normal that we would have a sensory room that we would take her to, a snoozling room. Is that what they called it? Sensory room for kids that had sensory struggles.
They were rare back then, though.
They were very rare back then, but the beautiful thing was that we had one in the town that we lived in. So that was really cool, because they're very expensive. Like they are thousands and thousands of dollars. So not every struggle is visible. See, I love that. We need to have compassion. And you know what? They'll know we're Christians by our love. So we need to love people, especially when they're feeling low, especially when they're going through things. So things many people take for granted, such as what things, Madison?
Loud music, fireworks, crowds, scratchy clothes, and unexpected noises that pop out of nowhere.
Shady, welcome. Unexpected noises that pop out of nowhere are the worst. We went to downtown Disney and took a trip to Disney, and it ended up being the most natural disaster ever.
Fireworks, Magic Kingdom, people.
Exactly. So it was the fireworks. It was the people. You know, when people get too close to you and they're bumping into you, it's like meltdown overload. We're hitting the deck. She's in a full-blown trauma
most
response.
Most people is 50%, but to me, it was 200% overload.
Oh, yeah. It totally was. And you know what?
Like, my motherboard was fried.
Talk about it, Madison. Her motherboard was fried. It was like...
Everything was going haywire.
Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Everything was going haywire. And it was knowing how to push the pause and how do we get her back to reset? Because you know what? Sensory-wise, when you've been around
that motherboard needed a factory reset. Maddie,
you wear these hats. You got to put your head up because you can't. There you go.
Hey.
You can see your face. So that was something that Disney was probably the worst thing to take her to because there was crowds, there was loud noise, there was fireworks.
Wait till they're older to do that.
Wait till they're older to do that so they can process it a little better. And do you remember going on the thing? It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. She freaked out. It was the worst thing. We bought the Disney passes for the 10 days, spent thousands of dollars, and it was all down the toilet.
That still sounds creepy to this day.
I'm telling you, it was epic. So then we learned that if we went on Disney cruises, it was a little bit better for Maz. It was a lot better for you, wasn't it? Because it was much smaller scale. She got to see the characters. She got to go to the kids club and have more one-on-one. You know, Cinderella would come and read her a story, whereas at the park, she just waited for hours sometimes to see these characters. I had use of a rage room through Sir Toma Child Development when I came back from my trauma as a child. Isn't that interesting? I've heard of those, actually. So, you know what? It takes different things for different people. So, for Madison, it was all those things, the fireworks, the crowd, the loud noise, the people too close. And so then she just felt overwhelmed, and it was like everything in her world was caving in.
Well, that's what I said. The motherboard was fried, so I didn't know how to process through everything.
Okay, say that in the camera. So the motherboard was fried.
I
didn't know how to process it.
That's what I said. It needed a factory reset.
She needed a factory reset. That's what she was feeling in her brain. So sometimes you just don't understand what other people...
You plugged it into the wrong outlet, and it goes haywire.
You plugged it into the wrong outlet...
And it goes haywire.
It's
so like those videos of the animals that go near a light socket and...
Right. So talk about it. Oh. Is there anything else how you felt? Do you remember how you felt in those times?
That It's a Small World after all was it's still creepy to this day.
Exactly. Sometimes it's a small world.
This song is like...
Yeah. But you know what else happened? When she got like that, sometimes she would run. And we lost her a couple times. I think we talked about that before. We lost her a couple.
World after all.
And
it literally is creepy.
I thought she'd gone to the bathroom at Disney. You know what happened? Oh my goodness. She snuck outside of the gate, outside of the park, by the bathrooms. They had put the gate open where they take the garbage, and they take the garbage out. And oh my goodness, she got out of there, and I couldn't believe it. Now, we ended up finding her, but man,
I don't even remember
that is rough. And also at Animal Kingdom, she ended up jumping off the elevator at the last minute, right before the doors closed, and we couldn't find her. And I went back to the floor.
I was on the room, by the room.
We went back to the floor where we left her, where
for
she
whatever
jumped
reason,
off.
I remember numbers.
And I'm talking to the custodian, and he's like, "Oh, we never lost a child yet." And I'm like, "Mine might be the first." Well, you know what? She was so smart, and you were only about 3 years old.
I was going to say, I remember numbers even then.
She was not very old, but because she was totally obsessed with numbers and letters, she found her way back to the room. And she was standing at the door
It was
of
kind of like,
our room.
where'd you go?
At Animal Kingdom when I was freaking out, thinking, like, what am I going to do? Your heart is ready to
I was
stop.
kind of
right?
like, hi.
And she was there kind of like, hey, what's taking you so long? Where have you been? Like, where have you been? I've been here waiting for you. Anyway, moving on. So our hope today is that we can help people understand what sensory overloading is like and what it feels like for the person and how we can love others more like Jesus,
Yeah.
because sometimes we just can't get in their brain and understand, because if that's real to them, then it's like, how can we help?
How can we navigate and understand that?
That song, It's a Small World, didn't stop for the whole 20 minutes. Very disturbing.
No wonder I'm still disturbed to this day.
Thanks, Matt, for the friendly reminder. It was great to see you, Matt, last night. And great to meet Carla.
But I was going to say, I still remember it even to this day. It's a
Yeah.
small world.
You tell she really liked that. All that money to Disney, and this is the reaction. It's like going to the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. Okay, how many of y'all have been downtown Disney and the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique? Let me see your face, Madison. What'd you like of that?
Did I like it?
She hated the whole thing, guys. So what the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique is, I can't even
I want to rip
say it.
everything.
The Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique is, what is it, Madison? What do you do when you go there?
You basically get princess hairdos and...
You get princess hairdos and princess makeovers, right? I'm definitely learning sensory overload with Grace and hitting and biting me occasionally. Yes, that it happens. It happens, Cheney, and it's so hard. And you know what? One thing I found with Madison, she had something, and it was called jewelry, and it was a necklace that she'd put on. And you can get them from these sensory sites.
Kim!
And hey, my kids love that ride. Oh man, Madison did not. So you got your money's worth out of it. I got ripped off. I got thousands down the toilet. I'm always at Disney Springs since I live 20 minutes away.
What?
Well, Melissa,
we
should come and see you.
I was going to say, we should see her.
We could use our passes that we still have 9 days left on them. We bought the 10-day pass, thousands of dollars later. But hey, anyway, so the necklace is something, and it has a little bead on it, kind of like this little round thing, and you can actually, hey babies, you can actually chew it. So if Madison was stressed and anxious, she could bite into this, right? And then it's like, it's a little...
But that's the thing. There's different strengths for different, like...
We will all go. I'm telling you, it was epic.
That would be great.
So she could bite that, and it would kind of help ease that tension of what she's feeling, especially in big crowds.
But
do you remember something else that you had?
My lizard.
She had a weighted lizard, so she would have the weighted lizard on her lap.
I took it everywhere with me.
And she took it everywhere with her.
Even
like
in the car.
This heavy weighted lizard, because it helped to ground her and it helped her feel calm.
I still use weight to this day.
Chewy necklace. Yeah, it was called jewelry. Jewelry, and it was spelled C-H-E-R, like that, and then jewelry, like jewelry.
But there's different strengths for it, so you have to figure out.
Yes, there is different strengths, so it depends on the intensity that you need. Then there was also this putty that she got. Our dream trip for sure. Never would have thought of sensory overload for someone at Disney. That would be tough. Yeah, it really was. It really was. I have to get one for Grace. And yes, you know what? Works amazing. Then there was also, what was the putty stuff that you had? That hand
Theraputty?
Theraputty, that's what it was called. Theraputty, and it came in a little pot, and it was kind of like it felt like silly putty.
You used
in your
to put
hand.
pennies in there, and I had to find it.
Yes. So this was another little trick that we did, because when you got to get creative here. I'm sure that's why God picked me to be Madison's mom, because it's like creative thinking cap 24/7.
I still remember trying to dig in there and like.
So it's called Theraputty, and then what I would do is I would hide pennies in it, and we got the really intense one that was harder.
Pull it apart.
It was very resistant, so you can get it at different resistances depending on what level you need. But that was something that helped calm Madison. So she would get that in her hand, and then she would dig and pull apart.
It's a task for me to do. It's to find a penny.
And then she would pull out the pennies, right? And it was like, okay, you have to find 10 pennies before we stop. So she was like working at digging in this putty, finding the pennies. So many great sensory things now. Yes, it's absolutely is why. So that was another thing that really helped her. And then she would have all these, we called them fidget toys. Do you remember your favorite fidgets were? Mm-mm. Because she had some that were sensory balls that all felt different, that had like bumpy textures or, looked
those ones.
Yeah. And
Spiky one.
Spiky ones.
It wasn't really spiky though, but it was like really soft, and it was.
She's talking like a kid. See, she's taking her back there. It's taking her back there because those were the days, my friend. So the struggle was real, and we had to set her up for success. And even though to look at her, she looked like everything was normal.
But the thing I hate with people is they think we look okay, but we're not.
Yes. Well, it's just like we're all individual in our own way, right? So we just had to find out how we supported her and what we could do to help her, right? So what's our verse, Madison? So we had number 1 is God sees the hidden struggles.
Oh, we weren't even. Oh, I was going ahead.
We haven't even started. We got to get going here.
1 Samuel 16:7. People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart.
The Lord looks at the heart. So remember that, guys. So not every struggle is visible. That is the hard thing. My son
looks at the behind the
texture
scenes.
toys are great for kids with sensory processing disorder, right? Maddie, you have come so far. I'm so proud of you. Well, look at Ken. We feel the love today.
That just made
Real
my
talk,
day.
Kim shouted out Madison.
That just made my
That
day.
made her whole entire day. Look at her smiling here. Come on. Can you feel the love today? Okay, I'll shut up and we'll move on. Okay, so some may appear fine while others are feeling overwhelmed inside and you just can't tell. You just can't tell.
Down because the dog keeps coming.
Yes, so that's why she had the therapy in her hand. That's why she had the jewelry necklace on. That's why she had the lap lizard that was weighted, because those were all the things that I knew as her mom that would help her, and you set her up for success, right? Even now, she has different things as she's an older adult. She says, I love my Maddie. I love my Maddie girl. Me too. So sensory overload is real, and it affects a lot of people, but some people are not talking about it sometimes. And sometimes it's just like a mild case. Sometimes it can just be things are too loud. Sometimes it's wearing the noise-canceling headphones.
Sidebar for a second.
Sidebar commercial here.
Well, it was actually for Kim, because when we first went there, what attracted me to Kim, I didn't even know who she was.
She just knew she wanted to go on a plane, and Steven bought us a ticket.
Well, I basically just was like, go. So I'm like, okay. We went. But the thing is, I had no idea who Kim was.
Pastor Kim?
Yeah.
Real talk, Kim.
But the thing that attracted me was she was a pastor, but she had a lot of differences to her that I related to.
She had a lot of layers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
you could relate to that.
Yeah.
And that made you feel comfortable.
But I think I read it in her book, Shut Hell Up or something.
Shut Hell Up.
And she was saying about, what was it? Her special abilities.
Right, her special abilities. So Madison right away grabbed onto that.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, I can relate to this person. I could be able to write a book too.
Yeah.
So,
anyways.
That's a sidebar. So sensory overload is real, and adults, can struggle with this without being diagnosed. And it's very something real for a lot of people. A lot of people can maybe not stand loud noise. It's a very common thing. Or lights. And they'll wear noise-canceling headphones. Or you got a super ability. That's right, Janie. Come on now. Or sunglasses inside because of the bright lights.
That's what I did, even at supper.
Yes, we talked about that with Madison, how she needed to wear the sunglasses inside. So we're sitting at the supper table, with the lights off and her sunglasses on, because by the end of the day, she was so super crazily stressed out.
I had the lights on with sunglasses or the lights off.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It was quite the side circus at our house. We were always in the middle of a movie, 24/7, right? But God. So God understands every hidden struggle. Jesus sees all our hidden struggles. So Madison used to pick her fingers until they were raw and bleeding, which all this stemmed from that post today that come up in my newsfeed because of sensory distress and obsessive thoughts, which sometimes when you have OCD and you get stuck in those obsessive thoughts, it's so hard to detach yourself. I always talk to...
It's like pulling a kid from a tree. You can't rip, the kid doesn't want to let go.
That's right. It's very hard to let go. And what looks unusual on the outside may be very real battle on the inside for that person.
You may look okay.
So you're looking on them and it's just like we have no understanding of what is going on and the neural pathways in their brain that need to be reset. And sometimes that's something that you can just lay their hands on their head, and when we have Jesus inside of us, we can pray in the name of Jesus. Lord, help reset those neural pathways, because we don't understand what they're going through, but it's very real to them, and we have to help them in the moment.
Everything
he hears and he sees. Yes, he does, Alita.
Everything we feel is at least double the amount of a regular person.
Yeah.
If you get what I'm saying.
If you get what I'm saying.
Because I didn't know how else
Maddie.
to put it.
We got it. So that is something that's very real, and those obsessive thoughts can take right over. And you know what? That happens with a lot of people that even get struggling.
Oh, it's Tom and Joni with the stars.
Oh, thank you, Tom and Joni with the stars.
Thank
you.
We
love you.
That's Joni.
We love you. So that is a very real thing. So sometimes it can happen to people when they get stuck and they get depressed. And you know what? They start believing those thoughts that are coming to their mind, and they get stuck in that stinking thinking, and then they stay home on the couch.
It's super glue.
It's super glue, and they're stuck, and they just
Gorilla Glue, whichever you prefer.
Yes. So what we always did is we labeled Madison's OCD, and we called it Mr. Bossy Pants, because I knew when it was Madison talking, and I knew it was when Mr. Bossy Pants were talking. So I always wanted to separate the two, because I knew Madison had a heart and she didn't want to act like that. But when that OCD come in, starting to poke at her and pick at her, right? I knew, and I said, no, we're not going to have that, Mr. Bossy Pants. We come up with their song, Mr. Bossy Pants, leave me alone. Mr. Bossy Pants, leave me alone.
Okay, go to 2.
Right, number 2. And we're going to lay down our burdens down by the riverside, didn't we? We had to sing that. Going to lay down my burdens.
You did.
Down by the riverside. Oh, yeah, I did all the singing because I had to keep myself encouraged in the Lord. Speak the truth.
I'm quiet,
Hello,
though.
Jackie. We love you, Jackie. And we're praying for you, Jackie. Everybody say a prayer for Jackie today. She's had a heavy day. And we love you with the love of the Lord. You're amazing, woman of God. And we're just praying for God to really move in your life and bless you. Bless you. So number 2 is when the world feels too loud. Psalms 139, 1-3. Take it away, Madison.
You have searched me, Lord, and you know me. You're familiar with all my ways.
You're familiar
That's
with
a
all
song.
my ways. Yes. You want to sing it?
Oh.
Burdens are lifted at Calvary. Yes, that's right. At Calvary. Woo! Mercy here was great and grace was free. Wow, that is an old one. I don't even know if can remember all the words to that, Cheney, but good job. Good job. So, we were talking about loud music,
Fireworks,
big crowds,
bright lights,
certain clothing textures.
That one don't apply.
Yeah, strong smells for some people that struggle with that. But Madison, we've talked about that before, cannot taste or smell. And we're still praying for that to come back in the name of Jesus, because we know that with God, all things are possible, and he can do miracles, signs, and wonders today and every day.
Are triggers, but they're extreme triggers that can affect your anxiety and become overload. It's like that motherboard that's deciding to work normal. And as soon as you get in that situation, it's like it's computing, but then it's taking its time to compute, and then all of a sudden
data processing.
And then all of a sudden it's getting slower and slower trying to keep up with everything, and it fries.
The processing speed slows down, and then it's like it conks out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. We've heard that. So we shared that with you about the fireworks at Disneyland. Oh boy. Love you, Jackie. Sherry says, oh, I love my ladies loving each other. And some of my limitless ladies and my next level ladies, and I love them all. God has given me so many amazing women in my life. So crowded downtown environments, and that could be a crowded restaurant too.
Yeah.
We've had that where there's lineups getting in a restaurant where it's really busy, or, and it can trip somebody up like you wouldn't believe. Hey, Roxanne, welcome, welcome, welcome. Tell us where you're watching from too. And if you're watching the replay, loud worship services even. So at church, Madison, sometimes she would grab my clothes and she would twist my clothes until I thought they were going to rip right off. She'd grab me me in the waist area. She would twist that fabric, and I thought, oh my goodness, please do not rip my clothes off me. But she was so stressed and she was so anxious that she would have a calm look on her face if anyone would look at her. But then she was poking me and doing that to me at the side.
I'm really good at hiding everything.
She said both my kids were terrified of fireworks up until probably the 7th and 8th grade. Yeah. And I think the only reason they tolerated it then is because their friends all liked it. Yeah, the friends can make a difference, actually. Because, you know, sometimes what we think was...
Or in the fall.
Hey, Tracy, welcome, welcome. So Alabama's in the house.
And
Sweet home Alabama. Lorraine, how are you? Dallas is in the house. It's God Winks. Love you, girl. We haven't connected in so long. So much happening. So where was I going with this, Madison? Being at church and it being loud worship services, right? Twisting the clothes, and you know, you think everything is fine, but inside,
I look okay, but
fireworks are going off, and what we think is going to be fun.
I have my normal face, and then it's like my inside was fried.
Inside was fried. So that's what I was saying. Sometimes as our mom, I would think, oh, this is going to be so fun because this is what normal people do. And
this is what normal people do. Did you hear that, normal?
You don't even think about it. And then you get there and it's like, oh my goodness, this was such a bad idea. And the stress of being out in a situation that's really busy, just picture this. Your parking is like, you could be parked far away. You got all these people. You don't have access to all the regular things you do at home. You've tried to think of absolutely everything in your mind to pack and take, but there's something you've forgotten. The bank tube sounds and people.
Car washes. I hated those.
Car washes. Yes. Oh my goodness. Yes. That's
another one.
That's exactly. But that's probably almost what it feels like inside of your brain, all that, right? When you have all that stuff coming at you. It's just like,
that's what I said. It's fries. So it's like,
yeah.
I tolerate it now, but as a kid, I hated car washes.
Yeah. So it can feel like everything is happening at once and your brain cannot keep up. It cannot process it.
That's what I said. It's slowing down after each
It cannot
try.
process it. So every time it's getting a little slower until it just totally
it's like
conks out.
It's like...
What is normal? I haven't found it yet. That's what
Me neither.
I wrote a blog post about that. It's like, you know what? What is normal? Like
It's overrated.
Normal is overrated. That's right. And the world tells us all kinds of things.
No, but right? I was going back to it's like when you update your, I don't know, let's say, I'm going to just use an Apple example. Like if you have an iPhone 4.
Okay. All right. iPhone 4.
And then the older it gets, the slower it becomes. So if it's, then you eventually have to go to the iPhone 5. And then on and on and on. But it's like your brain.
Normal is boring.
The older you get, the more times you have to upgrade it because that data processor on that old iPhone or 4 is a lot different than the iPhone 5.
Right.
So you have to adjust to... You have to learn when to actually upgrade each processor because you have so many...
God, they're bringing back replacement batteries for phones. Really? I didn't know that. Interesting.
You're distracting me.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So the more times you upgrade your brain capacity, like you're upgrading that phone, the quicker you get to recover from...
Wow. And I think that probably goes along with going from...
I just realized how deep that was, and I'm like...
child to adult, because, you know what? We mature and we
just
grow.
for you all to know.
Right?
Literally, I don't even know where that came from. It's just...
Sorry. I'm very OCD about my car, but the car wash can be anxiety inducing.
Oh, it is.
Totally. And as we mature, and as Maddie has grown up, and God has really touched and dealt with a lot of things, you know what? As she matures, she has more of a capacity to handle.
It's like you're upgrading that.
Yeah, it's just like as we grow from baby Christians and we grow up and we don't need to, be spoon fed anymore. We're actually getting the meat and we're actually learning things,
I don't even know where that came from, but I like it.
Well, you like it. So let's go on to number 3. Meltdowns are not misbehavior.
It's just our way of processing things.
Yeah, read
Matthew 9:36.
He had compassion on
He
him.
had compassion on him.
So I always say that, you know what, God, I am who I am today because of the perseverance and patience that God taught me being Madison's mom. And I had to learn what compassion looked like because a lot of times
I take it a lot differently than
you
most.
have to be very selfless. It's very hard for people that struggle with those things. Connor, we have the same nail color. Oh, that's awesome. I love it. I love it. Where was I going with this? I can't remember. All right. Anyway, meltdowns are not manipulation. Sometimes as a parent, that's what God give me a lot of patience and a lot of compassion.
Because my brain takes it a lot differently than your normal
That's right.
child.
So I had to be persistent in prayer and patience. And through that, God gave me a capacity of compassion that is overwhelming, really. My husband always says, darling, you just care way too much. He always says that. That is the Jesus parable, Maddie. Good job. Woo, woo, woo. So he gives us the capacity to care for people.
Confused.
And when that is your child, you want to be there to help them through whatever the struggle is. So you understand that the meltdown is not manipulation. It's the nervous system. Go ahead.
It's our nervous system reached its limit.
It's reached its limit. It's got to the ceiling.
It's like when
Maria, thank you. You guys are great. Well, we love you.
It's like when
Thank
your
you.
phone has used all its data and then you have to upgrade it again.
Yes.
That data it's like the brain. So
Talk about it, Maddie.
I'm telling you people, I don't know where I'm getting all of this. It just kind of, your brain is like, I think Ron Carpenter said it, that your brain is like a supercomputer.
Oh, cool. She's listening to Ron Carpenter now.
No, that was when we were at the
World
Harvest. Yeah, that.
She got to see Ron Carpenter.
But each brain is different, but your brain can only have so much data before it reaches its limit.
That's right.
So when your phone says you need to upgrade your data because you reached your limit,
stay within it.
You have to take care of that other stuff first before you upgrade
because you don't have the capacity to hold anymore if you don't.
No.
Right? So it's the
or
same
your
thing.
iCloud's full and you can't.
Very good analogy, Madison. Isn't she amazing? We love you, Maddie. You're amazing. We love you. That's amazing.
I try to do it so that...
So when somebody's nervous system reaches their capacity, then what happens? They could cry. They could scream. They could totally shut down. They might leave the room. That's when you see people wearing noise-canceling headphones. All of those things are doable. What does Matt say here? Okay. I wasn't diagnosed with autism, but as I got older, I realized the symptoms. When I'm sensory overload, I hit myself, which has to pain in my heart with physical pain. I wasn't born that way, but contracted it through sexual assault, physical assault, watching people get unalived as a child. Plus, I contracted a stutter from my trauma. You know what? There is all kinds of stuff as trauma response that we go through.
Fight, freeze, or fawn, I guess, is a new one that I've never heard of. Fight, flight, or freeze, or fawn. I think I had that.
Holy Spirit, Sherry says. So, you know what? God can reset that. And we've seen that with Madison because Madison also had a lot of trauma in utero and when she was in the womb. And, the devil tries to put this stuff on us. But you know what? God is the God of impossible and he can do all things. And you know what? He can take your trauma and he can turn that around. That you can use your story for his glory.
So to simplify it, these are all the main trauma responses. There's 4.
Okay, go for it.
The 4 Fs.
Let's go because we got 7 minutes to 5.
Fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. So fight is a resistance.
Okay.
Confronts the threat directly and aggressively, meaning you're on defense. You want to go at it.
You're fighting. Okay.
It's an attempt to control the situation. Flight is an adaptive coping, escapes from danger or flees the situation to go to safety. Freeze is a maladaptive coping. It results in immobility where where you as a person cannot act against something. So your body literally just feels like it's frozen on ice. You can't move. Fawn is a strategic assimilation. It appeases, complies, or pleases a threat. So it basically goes along with everything to avoid the conflict and ensure safety. It often involves sacrificing one's own need to satisfy the other person, but is commonly usually seen in abusive relationships.
Okay, we're going to move on because that was just a sidebar for Madison being the teacher. So that's awesome. So sometimes the bravest
I didn't
thing
know there was a fawn,
person can do is walk away and regulate, right? So sometimes you might have somebody leave a service because sensory-wise, it was the music. Things got too loud. Sometimes when people get excited when they're worshiping and all that, sometimes can be really hard for some people to process. So they might just have to leave and come back because they're not at that place. God has not got them into that healing yet. So number 4 is carry each other's burdens. So Galatians 6:2. Do you want to read that?
Carry each other's burdens, and in this way you'll fulfill the law of Christ.
So how can we help? How can we help people like this? Well, number 1 is, I think, like I said before, is being patient.
Don't assume.
Being patient and just putting a pause. Don't be reactive, because sometimes in those situations we want to be reactive.
The reactivity, though, will increase our reactivity.
That's right. And that's what I just wanted to get on. So we need to put a pin in it and we need to be patient. And another thing is we can't judge. And we need to offer a quiet space. So when Madison would get like this, I would just have to quiet my voice down, talk very softly.
And don't intervene. Ask how I can help.
Talk very slowly and very softly, because I am telling you, if you want to see her go absolutely crazy, start raising your voice and screaming and talking really fast.
I still hate to this day people yelling.
She cannot handle it.
I actually break down and cry.
We need to respect coping tools, allow breaks, and speak very gently and very slowly.
And if you're in a public place, please do not assume. Please do
Please
not
do not assume.
Don't put your input. Ask the caregiver or the helper if
Ask
there's anything
the
you can
caregiver
do.
Or the helper.
And if they say no, back off.
Back off. Back off. Take it as a hint. So compassion often looks like making room for someone else to breathe. In that moment where everything is escalated, just make room for them to breathe, to feel safe, to feel heard. And you know what? Put a pin in it. You can revisit when the person is out of that situation, out of the emergency, then talk about it later. You can't, they're not going to hear one word you say in that heightened stress state.
They basically will ignore everything. It's one ear or the other.
It's 4 minutes to 5. So number 5 is, hey, who's talking now, girl? Come on now. It's like I'm pulling you up. Okay, God brings healing and hope. Do you want to read Romans 8:28?
In all things, God works for the good of those who love Him.
In all things, God works for the good of those who love Him. What is Sherry saying here?
We have quite a few people from Surrey and Lambton County at the March for Life in Ottawa today and tomorrow. Could we say a prayer for all the warriors?
Let's pray for all those warriors. Yes, Lord, be with them. Make them strong. Keep them safe. Give them supernatural strength. And use them. Use them to be a voice at our nation's capital today in Ottawa, in Jesus' name. That is awesome. Sherry's always got all the news. She's very good at the current events. So we had God brings the healing and hope. So healing is possible. Don't feel like you're going to be stuck forever, because healing is possible. We serve a God of the impossible. Miracles still happen today. Signs and wonders still happen today. Growth is still possible. Coping skills can improve as that person matures and grow. Just like we mature in our faith walk with Jesus Christ, then there's possibilities for that person to mature and grow. And as their brain develops, because their brain is still developing until they're 25, and as their brain develops, and sometimes they can reset those neural pathways, you know what? All those things make a difference. So they're not going to always stay stuck where they were. You keep giving them new tools, and then there could be that one thing.
You might need to use a hammer, or you might need to use a drill.
Right. And
each job is different.
Each job is different.
And each tool
and
is
I've
required
always raised
for that
Madison
job.
that she needs different tools in her toolbox. And God
That's okay, as
gave me
long
this
as I'm
creative
successful, we're
mind,
good.
and it all started with like the gloves that she had to wear as a child. You know, that sometimes you have to do different things.
I used
but
to bring a
that's-
stuffy with me everywhere,
That's
too.
okay. That was another thing because she needed something soft to calm her down, and she needed to rub it against her face. So sometimes, you know, it was a stuffed animal, but as she got older, guess what? We had to get creative, and it was a fur ball that looked really classy on her purse. So she could put that up on her face. She could have it in her hand. It was very soft and gentle, and it would do the same job. And you know what? Sometimes we just need to be creative because those are the things that can help us feel calm and, you know, keep our anxiety down and kind of reset us back to where we need to be, right?
Yeah.
So growth is possible. Coping skills can improve as the
did
person
that.
grows up. Confidence can
we go.
increase, and purpose can emerge from pain. So, you know, don't be discouraged because in those painful moments, you know, your purpose can emerge because you've went through that and you're not living there, but God can show you things that'll help other people. So the same hands that once wore the gloves for protecting are the same hands that are clapping now in church and that are lifting up in praise and that are helping other people, that are giving the hugs to other
The
people.
eager beaver
The
roving reporter.
Love you, kids. Oh, we love you too, Sherry. Awesome. So, any tips that you can give, Madison?
Just be mindful of people, I guess. Because, like, if you're in a, like, let's say a Walmart or just in a store, if you see a person...
Well, you kind of said that. Don't stare. Kind
Yeah.
of like back off. If the caregiver or the parent or somebody says they don't need any help, then the best thing is to stay away because you could be escalating that
Like,
to actually...
It's even a matter of making your own opinions.
Right. But that can escalate them to be very aggressive, and that's what you want to try to overlook and avoid.
Just when you're around those people, and also don't judge based on age.
Right.
Because it could be a kid or it could be a teenager that's breaking down. And the best thing that you can do is actually stand a few feet back just so that they're not feeling crowded. They're not feeling like they got a mob around them.
And if they're younger, especially until they have better coping mechanisms, you know, have the noise canceling headphones. That can really help. The jewelry we talked about,
Actually,
the therapy, all of those things, it's sensory wise, then it takes their mind off of whatever is going around them, even like the weighted lizard. That'll help ground them. Okay, you're shaking the table. Just relax.
Sorry. No, but there was this one experience that I actually had with sensory too. I don't know which one I should do.
Okay, well, hurry up because 5:01, so we gotta...
So I'll just do
Wrap it up.
So in Toronto,
yes, in Toronto.
I was at the very back. Oh no, we were closer to the front. But this Paul guy, he wanted to see us in the back room when everything was said and done. I have never felt like I was in a mob scene in all my life just to see a pastor.
Yeah, that, you know, that happens sometimes that, you know, Pastor Kim...
I got dragged.
Pastor Kim gets that, you know, everybody wants a piece of her and wants to see her. And when you're well known, people want to get near you.
Jack!
People want to, hey, it was so great to see you. So Dr. Paul Annucci, he has the biggest church in the world.
But I have never seen
okay,
so
just
many
listen and I'll
people.
explain to them. So he's got a church of 100,000 people, and I think it's in
They're like
Nigeria.
pushy chubby.
And we went to see him, and we were asked by his team. He said, the man of God wants to see you in the back. And we're like, okay. So his security had come and got us before the end of the service.
We held on to each other.
They took us out, and we were kind of hanging on to each other in kind of like a train, and with his security in front, behind, and around us. Love Dr. Paul. I know he's a great guy, isn't he? So we were in that motion to get to the back room.
I kept my head down.
There was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds
I thought they were going to break the door
of
down.
other people that were trying to push and get through to the man of God. And to be honest, like, I don't really like situations like that at all.
Yeah.
But for Madison, with all her sensory processing stuff, that was really, really hard
only got
for
through.
her.
I thought they were going to break the
And
door down.
so she had to hold the hand of security guard. Well, that was a stretch.
Well, no, I
because-
was going to say, it was Mr.
Yeah, Mr. was in the back because he wanted to make sure all of us girls were okay.
No, I think he was in the front.
Okay,
And I was in the middle.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
I
Can
was
I
just
just
in the
tell the
middle.
story, Madison? I'm trying to give them an understanding. So there was hundreds of people pressing in. They didn't want to open the doors. They were trying to block us because everybody wanted to get in to see the man of God. And he had requested to talk to us and see us. And, you know, all these people, they wanted the same. Well, we didn't ask for it, right?
No.
We were called out.
I was there.
His team come and got us. We weren't even sitting near the front. But I was like, God, if we're supposed to see him, you'll connect us. And that was right before we opened Limitless Church. And we were praying for our miracle that God would bring us to church. And that's what we prayed in that service. And I prayed that God would find us a church within 48 hours. And God found the church within 24 hours. And so we went with his team in behind there. And by this time, Madison was just like her eyeballs. But you know what? She did really well because she has learned coping mechanisms. And because she was with Mr. and myself, she was stressed out because people were pushing. And it was like being in a concert and they're pushing against you. And they're trying to
break the door
through. And it was just all crazy. So all to see a man of God.
Mitter just basically pulled me in.
Yeah, so we went around, we got to talk to him, he got to say a quick prayer for us, he invited us over to his church in Nigeria, and that was it. He talked to 2 people out of that whole service, out of all those thousands of people, he talked to us 2 people, but my goodness, Madison will never forget that. Because of her sensory stuff, it took her right back to something like downtown Disney, but it was like overload because it was a lot. Like there was hundreds of people pressed up against us.
Like I know Kim had a lot of people, but
there
that
we
was
go.
nothing
But
compared
God,
to
hey, nice to see you. Missed you this morning. We missed you too, Bridget. We love you. So that's just, it's funny what Madison remembers. So that was our story about Dr. Paul Anucci. And he's the one that's coming back. He is in Canada and Oshawa for Canada Day, doing a service there. And yeah, Madison's like, this is where we're going. It won't be like that again. We've connected with him now, so we're just going to leave it. And if God wants us to do it again, then he will set it up. So you know what? We need to be aware of that, and we need to help other people manage that those overwhelming situations can be better. So what tools can we give them? How do we have compassion to help them? And all the stuff. So if you're raising a child with sensory issues and challenges, or if you're experiencing these struggles yourself, God sees you. God understands. And God can reset you. God can reset those neural pathways in your brain to change it all. In the name of Jesus.
It's not just you either.
He understands every tear, every anxious moment, every prayer whispered at night. Jesus knows all about our troubles. And Madison's yawning. He will. How's that?
I don't know.
What the lowly Jesus. No, not one. No, not one. And he's still writing a beautiful story of healing, growth, and purpose to be healthy, whole, and healed. And you know what? God just keeps making Madison better every day. And as she grows and how she's matured, then she gets more tools. She knows I'm going to set myself up for success. I know what I need. I know what I need to have. She just heard it. Gwenny told her about these amazing headphones, right?
They're just like little earplugs.
They're like earplugs that you put in, but that can really help her and cut the sound, because that's another thing when we're traveling, that sound can be a big thing. And you don't think of that, but when you're in the crowd, you can't do anything about it. Then it's like, okay, what do we set ourselves up for success? Right? Okay, so is there anything else, Madison?
No.
Okay, so Lord, help us see people through your eyes and respond with the same compassion you showed to everyone else who is struggling. It's so important to have eyes of compassion, and you know what? Just always think, am I Jesus with skin on? What would Jesus do if Jesus would hear?
I was going to say that.
It
you know
can change
what?
Everything.
There's another part to that. What would Jesus do? He would love first.
He was love first. And look, when the world feels too loud, love speaks softly.
Yeah.
Love speaks softly. You are so right. He knows all about our struggles. Jesus knows all about our struggles. He knows absolutely everything. And he wants us not to worry, right? God hasn't given us the spirit of fear, but of love and power and of a sound mind. And he wants to see us excel. And he will give us different tools in our toolbox to see us do that. Because he loves each and every one of us so much. And we're all limited edition. And some of us are extra. And some of us need extra stuff. Anything you'd like to say in closing, Madison? What are you going to say?
Other than bye.
Bye. And if you need a royal reset, God is in the business of resetting.
Oh, you
Madison.
have that too.
I know, I have that too. I wrote a workbook on it, and I have a master class that you can get the videos online, because you know what? It's so important that sometimes we need a reset. Sometimes we need to get off the couch, out the door, around people, because God will use people. God will use people, and you can be one of those people that God uses. So tune into the frequency of heaven.
I'm confused with what you did there, Melissa.
Don't miss. So don't miss. Oh, Phyllis and Gord, bye. So you know what? We're going to love you and leave you, because Stephen is going to be home any second
dead
now.
skull?
And we're going to say
I'm so confused.
So long, farewell. You're 10Xing. That's why, Madison. Oh, hey, next level, 10Xing here. So next level, ladies, we're going to have lunch tomorrow at 1 o'clock. You can join us. It's never too late to sign up. You can always watch the replays, the homework, join in the group. And you know what? God is doing great things.
Bye.
And he's equipping us with all kinds of great stuff. And Madison is just walking out and leaving me. So never forget, little is much when God is in it. And when he's in it, we're in it to win it. Love you. Bye.